name is Rudy Rushdie. I'm a first-year acting student, and this is Edmund from Lear, Ken from Red, Leo from Parade, and a piece by Ingrid Michaelson.
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines, lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with base? With baseness, bastardy, base, who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within the dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops, got tween asleep and wake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund, the base, shall top the legitimate. I grow. I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards. Bores you? Bores you? Christ almighty, try working for you for a living. The talking, Jesus Christ, won't he ever shut up? Titanic self-absorption of a man. I can't imagine another painter in the history of art ever tried so hard to be significant. You know, not everything has to be so goddamn important all the time. Not every painting has to rip your guts out and expose your soul. Not everyone wants art that actually hurts. Sometimes you just want a fucking still life, or a landscape, or a soup can, or a comic book, which you might learn if you ever left this goddamn hermetically sealed submarine here, with all the windows closed and no natural light. No, because natural light isn't good enough for you, is it? Then nothing is ever good enough for you. Not even the people who buy your pictures. Museums are nothing but mausoleums, and galleries are run by pimps and swindlers. So who is good enough to own your art? Anyone? Or who's good enough to even see your art? That's it, isn't it? We have all been weighed in the balance and have been found wanting. You say you spend your life in search of real human beings? People who can look at your pictures with compassion, but you no longer believe that those people really exist. So you lose faith, so you lose hope. So black swallows red. You see me as I am. You can't believe I'd lie. You can't believe I do these deeds. A little man who's scared and blind, too lost to find the words he needs. I never touched that child, God. I never raised my hand. Don't you worry there, my honey. We might not have any money, but we've got our love to pay the bills.
is John Eric Hakestead. This is Hamlet 3-2. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently. For in the very torrent, tempest, and, as I may say, whirlwind of your passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwig-pated fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings, who for the most part are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. I would have such a fellow whipped for o'erdoing termagant. It out Herod's Herod. Pray you, avoid it. Be not too tame, neither, but use your own discretion as your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, with this special observance, that you o'erstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so o'erdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end, both at the first and now, was and is to hold as 'twere a mirror up to nature. Hello, my name is John Eric Hakestead. This is Boy's Life, Howard Quarter. I would have destroyed myself for this woman. Well, gladly. I would have eaten garbage. I would have sliced my wrists open, under the right circumstances. I mean, if she said, hey Phil, why don't you just cut your wrists open? Well, come on. But if seriously, we clicked. We connected on so many things right off the bat. We talked about God for 3 hours once. I don't know what good it did, but that intensity. And the first time we went to bed, I didn't even touch her. I didn't want to. Do you understand what I'm saying? And, you know, I played it very casually because, all right, I've had some rough experiences, I'll be the first to admit. But after a couple of weeks, I could feel we were right there. So I laid it down, everything I wanted to tell her, and and she says to me, she says, nobody should ever need another person that badly. Can you believe that? Nobody should ever. What is that? Is that something you saw on TV? I dump my heart on the table and you give me Joyce Dr. fucking Brothers? Need. I'm saying, I love you. Is that wrong? Is that not allowed anymore? Hello, my name is John Eric Hakestead. This is It's Hard to Speak My Heart from Parade. It's hard to speak my heart. I'm not a man who bears his soul. I let the moment pass me by. I stay where I am in control. I hide behind my work, safe and sure of what to say. I know I must seem hard. I swear I don't know why. You see me as I am. You can't believe I lie. You can't believe I do these deeds. A little man who's scared and blind, too lost to find the words he needs. I never touched that child. God, I never raised my hand. I stand before you now, incredibly afraid. I pray you understand. Hello, my name is John Eric Hakestead. This is from Oklahoma, A Lonely Room. The floor creaks, the door squeaks, there's a field mouse nibbling on a broom. And I sat by myself like a cobweb on a shelf, by myself in a lonely room. But when there's a moon in my window, and it slants down a beam across my bed, and And the shadow of a tree starts a-dancing on the wall, and the dream starts dancing in my head. And all the things that I wish for turn out like I want them to be. And I'm better than that smart aleck cowhand who thinks he's better than me. And the girl that I want ain't afraid of my arms, and her own soft arms keep me warm. And her long yellow hair falls across my face, just like the rain in a storm.
Hi, I'm Joe Nell, second year PATP, and this is Posthumous from Cymbeline. Most welcome bondage, for thou art a way, I think, to liberty. Yet am I better than one that's sick of the gout, since he had rather groan so in perpetuity than be cured by the sure physician, death, who is the key to unbar these locks. You good gods give me the penitent instrument to pick that bolt, then free forever. My conscience is fettered more than my shanks and wrists. Is't enough I am sorry? So children temporal fathers do appease. Must I repent? I cannot do it better than in gyves, desired more than constrained to satisfy. If of my freedom 'tis the main part, take no stricter render of me than my all. I know you are more clement than vile men, who of their broken debtors take a third, a sixth, a tenth, letting them thrive again on their abatement. That's not my desire. For Imogen's dear life, take mine, and though 'tis not so dear, 'tis a life, you coined it. Between man and man they weigh not every stamp, though light, take pieces for figure's sake. You rather, mine being yours, and so great powers, if you will take this audit, take this life, and cancel these cold bonds. This is Joe from Golden Boy. Can I tell you something? If you laugh, I'll never speak to you again. With music, I'm never alone when I'm alone. Playing music is like saying, I am man. I belong here. How do you do, world? Good evening. When I play music, nothing is closed to me. I'm not afraid of people and what they say. There's no war in music. It's not like the streets. But down in the streets, when you leave your room, it's war. Music can't help me there. People have hurt my feelings for years. I never forget. I'd like music better if it shot bullets. You can't get even with someone by playing the fiddle. People and artists are freaks today. The world moves fast and they sit around like forgotten dopes. This is Seymour from Little Shop. Poor, all my life I've always been poor, always asking God what I'm for, and he tells me, gee, I'm not sure. Sweep that floor, kid, oh! I started out as an orphan, a child of the streets, here on Skid Row. He took me in, gave me shelter, a bed, crust of bread, and a job. Treats me like dirt, calls me a slob, which I am. This is Tulsa from Gypsy. Got my tweed pressed, got my best vest. All I need now is the girl. Got my striped tie, got my hopes. I got the time and the place and I got rhythm. Now all I need's the girl to go with them. If she'll just appear. We'll take this big town for a whirl. And if she'll say, my darling, I'm yours, I'll throw away my striped tie and my best pressed tweed. All I really need is the girl.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Shu. This is Ken from Red by John Logan. Bores you? Bores you? Christ Almighty, trying working for you for a living. Talking, 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 Jesus Christ, won't he ever shut up? Titanic self-absorption of the man. You stand there trying to look so deep when you're nothing but a solipsistic bully with your grandiose lectures and arias and the let's look at the paintings for another few weeks, let's not fucking paint, let's just look. You know, not everyone wants a painting that rips your guts out and exposes your soul. Not everyone wants art that actually hurts. Sometimes you just want a fucking still life, or a soup can, or a comic book, or a landscape, which you might realize if you ever stepped outside of this hermetically sealed submarine here with all the windows closed and no natural light, because natural light isn't good enough for you. Then again, nothing is ever good enough for you, not even the people who buy your pictures. Museums are nothing but mausoleums. Art galleries are filled with pimps and swindlers. Art collectors are nothing but shallow social climbers. So who is good enough to own your art? Anyone? You say you spend your life looking for real human beings? People who can view your pictures with compassion? My friend, I don't think you'd recognize a real human being if he were standing right in front of you.
Hi, my name's Anna La Madrid. This is Portia from Julius Caesar. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms crossed. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear, my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief. Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? No, my Brutus, you have some sick affliction within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. So upon my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy. Am I yourself, but in sort or limitation to keep company with you at meals, comfort your bed and talk to you sometimes? But dwell I in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, and not his wife. Hi, my name's Anna La Madrid. This is After by Chad Beckham. You're not one of those axe guys, are you? You know. Shh. You've never seen it? Axe? Oh, it is this horrible smelly shit that for some reason guys think smell good and spray all over themselves. You don't look like an axe guy. Please don't be an axe guy. I just don't get that, you know? Like, you'll see these really good-looking guys, well-groomed, well-maintained, together. Like the kind of guy you see and secretly think, oh, he looks like a nice guy to talk to. Only then they walk past you and they smell like they got caught in this cologne thunderstorm. I mean, you're Latino, right? You don't stink like that. You smell natural, like soap or something, which is good. So what's up with that? I only asked because it made me stop dating Black and Latin guys, and I actually prefer dating Black and Latin guys. Like, white guys, too boring. Asian guys have like mom issues, and Jews, ugh. But that wasn't racist, was it? I'm sorry. No, I'm not a racist. I swear, my ex is a Latino. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I talk too much and I say way too much dumb shit. Yeah, the deodorant aisle is that way, like 2 aisles down.
Hello, my name is Andrea Salais. This is Queen Margaret from Henry VI, Part 2. Enforced thee? Art thou king, and wilt be forced? I shame to hear thee speak. Timulous wretch, thou hast undone thyself, thy son, and me, and given unto the house of York such head as thou shalt reign but by their sufferance. To entail him and his heirs to the crown, what is it but to make thy sepulchre and creep into it far before thy time? Warwick is lord of Calais. Stern Falconbridge commands the narrow sea. The Duke is made protector of the realm, and yet shalt thou be safe. Such safety finds the trembling lamb environed by wolves. Had I been there, but am a silly woman, the soldiers should have tossed my head on their pikes before I would have granted that act. But thou preferrest thy life before thine honor, and seeing thou dost, I here divorce myself, both from thy table, Henry, and thy bed, until that act of Parliament be repealed, whereby my son is disinherited. The northern lords that have forsworn thy colors will follow mine, if once they see them spread, and spread they shall be to thy foul disgrace, and the utter ruin of the house of York. Thus do I leave thee. Come, son, let's away. Our army is ready. This is Neil LaBute's The Shape of Things. Hey. Look, I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I came back to say I'm sorry. Sorry if I have offended you in some way or done something to make you so indifferent to me. And I don't mean what's happened. I don't. Because I think you've been this way ever since I've known you. So I'm sorry if I'm not cool enough or artistic enough, or I don't know, I'm not super smart, so I'm sorry about that. But as far as just being like a normal, average person, I'm okay. I am. That came out kind of dumb. I mean, bad. So I'm just gonna, yeah. Someone else's story from chess. I could be in someone else's story, in someone else's life, and he could be in mine. I don't see a reason to be lonely. I could take my chances further down the line. And if that girl I know should ask my advice, oh, I wouldn't hesitate. She needn't ask me twice. Go now, I tell her that for free. The trouble is the girl is me. My man from Funny Girl. Oh, my man, I love him so. He'll never know. All my life is just a despair, but I don't care. When he takes me in his arms, the world is bright. All right, what's the difference if I say I'll go away when I know I'll come back on my knees someday? For whatever my man is, I am his forevermore.
My name is Brian A. Hill, and this is Hermione from A Winter's Tale. No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me? Gentle my lord, you scarce can write me throughly than to say you did mistake. Some ill planet reigns. Must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good my lords, I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew perchance shall dry your beauties. But I have that honorable grief lodged here which burns worse than tears drowned. Beseech you all, my lords, with thoughts so qualified as your charity shall best instruct you, measure me, and so the king's will be performed. Who's it that goes with me? Beseech your highness, my women may be with me, for you see, my plight requires it. Do not weep, good fools, there is no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears as I come out. This action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wished to see you sorry. Now, I trust I shall. My women, come. You have leave. Hello, my name is Brian A. Hill, and this is No Child by Nalaya Sun. Yes, yes, thanks. No, Mrs. Kennedy, you won't be seeing me next Wednesday. I quit. I came to teaching to touch lives and to educate and be this enchanting artist in the classroom. And I've done nothing but lose 10 pounds in a month and develop a disgusting smoking habit. Those kids in there, they need something a lot more than I can give them. They need a miracle. And they need a miracle like every day. Sometimes I dream of going to Connecticut and teaching the rich white kids out there. The only thing I'd have to battle against is soccer moms, bulimia, and people asking me how I wash my hair. And the worst part is that those kids in there are me. Brown skin, brown eyes, stuck. I can't even help my own people. Real revolutionary, huh? It seems to me that this whole school system, not just here, but this whole system is falling up from under us. And then you have these testing and accountability laws that don't have any real solutions. Because if we're hoping to stay some grand nation for the next 50 years, then we got another thing coming, because we're not teaching these kids how to be leaders. We're getting them ready for jail. Look, I just need a break. To be an actor. To go on auditions. Get some health insurance. Pay the fucking IRS. Sorry. Look, I am sorry about the big grant from the Department of Education. But maybe we can make it up sometime next year. I can't continue with this program any longer, even if our country depends on it. Okay, my name is Brian A. Hill, and this is I'm Not at All in Love from the Pajama Game. All you gotta do is say hello to a man, and they have you whispering in his ear. All you have to do is be polite to him, and they have you spending the night with them. If there's a guy you merely have a beer with, they have you setting the wedding date. It's just they just gotta have something to bend your ear with. So before I start, I hereby state, I'm not at all in love, not at all in love, not I, not a bit, not a mite, though I'll admit he's quite a hunk of guy, but he's not my cup of tea, not my cup of tea, not he, not an ounce, not a pinch, he's just an inch too sure of himself for me.
Hi, my name is Justine Iglesias. This is Cleopatra from Antony and Cleopatra. You laugh when boys and women tell their dreams. Is it not your trick? I dreamed there was an emperor, Antony. Oh, such another dream that I might see with such another man. His face was as the heavens, and therein stuck a sun and moon which kept their course and lighted the little o' the earth. His legs bestrid the ocean, his reared arm crested the world. His voice was propertied as all the tuned spheres, and that to friends, but when he meant to quail and shake the orbs, he was as rattling thunder. For his bounty there was no winter in it, and autumn 'twas it grew the more by reaping. For his delights were dolphin-like. They showed his back above the elements they lived in. In his liveries walked crowns and crownets. Islands and realms dropped like plates from his pocket. Think you there was ever such a man as this I dreamed? You lie up to the hearing of the gods! But if there be, or ever were one such, 'tis past the size of dreaming. This is Christine from Bombshells by Joanna Murray Smith. I'm so excited I could scream! In an hour, I'm going to be somebody's wife. Somebody. Anybody? A wifey wife? A wife? A wife? A wife. A wife. 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 That's a weird word. I really never thought about it. It sounds kind of like a kitchen implement. Has anybody seen the wife? It's in the dishwasher. Okay, anyway, point is, I'm going to belong to someone. Someone. Anyone? Ted. Ted. Ted has thrown me a life buoy, and I'm taking it no more, floating in that endless ocean of singlehood. We're going to be one of those couples that go out to eat and say nothing at all. Not because we're bored of each other, or because we're tired of going out, tired before we even go out, tired of organizing the kids and getting the babysitter, tired because we realize that we have nothing in common. There's really nothing much to say. Lust is different from like, and now that the lust is gone, we really just annoy each other. No! No. Mm-mm. Because we realize that words do no justice to the immensity of our emotions. So, we sip, we chew, we go home, and reflect on the fact that love lifts us up where we belong. So excited I could scream. This is Waiting for Life from Once on This Island. A stranger in white, in a car, going somewhere, going far. How it must be going racing wherever you please, flying as free as a bird with its tail in the breeze. Even the fish in the sea must be longing to fly, catching a glimpse of a stranger in white racing by. Thank you. This is Summertime from Porgy and Bess. Summertime and living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is hard. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pankaj Kumar Jha. You can call me Jay. This is Iago from Othello. And what's he then that says I play the villain? When this advice I give is free and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again. For 'tis most easy, the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She is framed as fruitful as the free elements. And then for her to win the more, were it to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin. His soul is so enfettered to her love that she may make, unmake, do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god with his weak function. How am I then a villain to counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good? Divinity of hell. When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whilst this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the Moor, I will pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust. And by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the Moor. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. This is an Egyptian folk tale. There was a merchant in Baghdad who sent his servant to the market to buy provisions, and in a little while the servant came back, white and trembling. And he said, "Master, just now when I was in the marketplace, I was jostled by a woman in the crowd, and when I turned, I saw it was death who jostled me. She looked at me and made a threatening gesture. Now lend me your horse, and I will ride away from the city to avoid my fate." The merchant lent him his horse, and the servant mounted it. He dug his spurs in its flanks, and as fast as the horse could gallop, he went. Then the merchant went down to the marketplace, and he saw me standing in the crowd, and he came to me and said, "Why did you make a threatening gesture to my servant when you saw him this morning?" "That was not a threatening gesture," I said. "It was the start of a surprise. I was astonished to see him in Baghdad, for I had an appointment with him tonight in Samara." This is Empty Chairs and Empty Tables from Les Mis. Phantom faces in the window, phantom shadows on the floor, empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will meet no more. Oh, my friends, don't ask me what your sacrifice was for. Empty chairs and empty tables, where my friends will sing no more. This is Razzle Dazzle from Chicago. Give him the old razzle dazzle, razzle dazzle him. Give him an act with lots of flash in it, and the reaction will be passionate. Give him the old hocus pocus, bead and feather him. How can they see with sequins in their eyes? What if your hinges all are rusting? What if, in fact, you're just disgusting? Razzle dazzle them, and they'll never catch wise.
Hello, my name is Kristen G. Salaya. I am a PATP first year, and this is Helena from All's Well That Ends Well. Then I confess here on my knee that before high heaven and you, that before you and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor, but honest. So is my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not by any token of presumptuous suit, nor would have him till I do deserve him, yet never know how that desert should be. I know that I love in vain, strive against hope, yet in this captious and untenable sieve, I still pour the waters of my love, and lack not to lose still. Thus, Indian-like, religious in mine error, I adore the sun that looks upon his worshipper, yet knows of him no more. My dearest madam, let not your hate encounter with my love, for loving where you do. But if yourself, whose aged honor cites a virtuous youth, did ever in so true a flame of liking wish chastely and love dearly, that your Diane was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her whose state is such that cannot choose, but lend and give where she is sure to lose, that seeks not to find that her search implies, but riddle-like lives sweetly where she dies. Billy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy had visited, he'd come along. When they gathered around and started talking, Cousin Billy would take me walking. Out through the backyard we'd go walking. Then he'd look into my eyes. Lord knows, to my surprise, the only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Oh, yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, he'd come and tell me everything was alright. He'd kiss and tell me everything was alright. Can I get away again tonight? The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Oh, yes, he was. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I wanted more than I can tell. And for once it might be grand to have someone understand. I want so much more than they've got planned. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I wanted more than I can tell.